Okay, great. Well, this is Lisa Cara from Inbalance Pilates. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to today's feature interview. I am really thrilled today to have Sarina Jain with me. Welcome, Sarina. I'm so happy to have you. It's great to see you. It's great to connect here. So coined as the Indian Jane Fonda, Sarina Jain is the creator of the original Masala Bhangra dance series. She successfully moves, touches, and inspires many people around the world with her knowledge and passion for Bhangra and Bollywood. Recognized as a global game changer, Sarina is the first to bring Indian dance to the US fitness industry. And I would probably say Canada as well.
Yeah, oh, I think so for sure. Yeah.
Internationally. And with over 15 workout videos under her belt, Masala Bhangra classes are offered in over 15 different countries internationally now, all over the world, thanks to connecting online and showing up online. And with over 20 years experience or 20 years with your fitness program, Masala Bhangra, I want to congratulate you on that. And I'm hoping everyone will stick around to see what a 20-year obsession can bring to your life.
Yes, I am obsessed. I still am obsessed with what I do. It's so weird. I don't know why it still gets my juices flowing. Salabanga still just when I think about it, there's this, little perk, and I'm just like, okay, it just still excites me even after 20 years. It's crazy. I have a 20-year-old kid.
I hear you. That's the way I feel about Pilates, right? I've been in the Pilates industry for 20 years. And yeah, finding an exercise program that you absolutely love, that lights you up, that then can be, an extension of your business and what you have to offer. Myself, when I had my studio at a Pilates studio, and I had the lovely privilege of having an instructor come and teach Masala Bhangra at the studio.
Yeah.
And it was actually when I had a lot of head symptoms from a concussion, but finding that an exercise program that had fantastic music, that, okay, maybe I wasn't doing my right choreography, but man, it felt good no matter what.
Yeah.
Like to get that confidence and that just endorphins from dance, and knowing that you're doing something that's treating your body right, and weight bearing, and all the things as women that we really need to be mindful of.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's awesome that you have such a great story. I think it's so fantastic, with especially just with going through everything they've gone through with your head injury, and then still to show up and still you think and still want to make a difference in people's lives. I think that goes to show that no matter what happens to you, you might have to reset for a little bit, but then you got to just keep going. You can't let something bring you down so much where you lose your energy and your love for what you really love to do, right? I mean, I love
So
it.
true. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, being able to keep those passions like still top of mind. And I mean, yourself as well, you've really seen in the last year, having to bring more things online, right? And
Yeah,
having to, when one thing changes, how can we continue to share our gifts and serve others, and yeah, just be able to reach out to people and still give them ways to add that self-care to their day and make fitness a priority. I guess you must have faced a lot of new challenges with bringing things online. Do you offer classes and teacher training online?
so what has happened this year with Masala Bhangra is obviously just being in the fitness industry, right? I've been teaching fitness for 28 years now, a long time. And so, this was a whole new shock, for me and for obviously many people around the world. I mean, probably for everybody, to not be able to get into the studio, to not be able to teach my classes. I honestly thought that maybe I'm being naive, but I just thought that this pandemic or whatever hit us in March would last only a few months and then we'll get back into it. But it has lasted clearly a lot longer than what any of us had expected. And so to not get back in the studio and teach classes and do my thing, that was just a huge heartbreak, and a an eye opener of, okay, this is happening. And well, because this is happening, I mean, now what? So I, I, I had a reset. I didn't do anything for 2 months because I just had to juggle, right? Juggle the two kids, my 4-year-old, 2-year-old. We had to just all of us had to sort of juggle this new. All of us are at home. We can't do anything, right? Go outside at least, and just we can't do anything. So now what do we do? And all of us just had to figure it out. And then 2 months later, with the encouragement of some of my very loyal ambassadors, they actually pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and or get out of my funk, if you may, and say, just you got to get online and start teaching. And that was I just didn't know how it was going to look like. I didn't know, I really didn't want to do that. I mean, who wants to show up online and do a class? But
And
when
those are some true gems of friends, I should point out, because we so need that, people that push us to like keep going and keep, as I said, showing up and serving others. And yeah, so
Well,
good
I'm
job.
grateful. I'm definitely grateful for them to, tell me straightforward what it was. And because of that, I did then start up classes in June, and I did figure it out. I did do a few test runs with those same people. I said, okay, help me out here. How is this going to go? And they immediately, when this pandemic hit, they went to online right away. So their students followed them, and
Mhm.
it was great. So then here I am now, you would think they would be opposite. I would be the one motivating everyone. And then when I finally experienced it,
Mhm.
after my first class, it was like literally starting all over again because this is a new format now, right?
Totally new. Yep.
To be able to, do it virtually and new format. And really, it was a very emotional experience for me because I was able to see my students after 2 months, connect with human beings, even though we're on the computer like this, but still to be able to see their face and to emotions and to sweat with
Yep.
them. It's just such a beautiful first time icebreaker for me to get into the virtual land. And I'm proud to say that since June, every Saturday, minus a few, holidays, I've taught class virtually,
Mhm.
and it has been amazing, and I love it, and m- um, much better than I thought. And I'm really looking forward to now doing it, keep going until whenever, really.
Yep. That's amazing and so nice that you had, yeah, some people to, because there's so many different variations with tech things and just getting that right, when that's new, the tech issues of doing classes online. Cueing is different, right? We're so used to seeing how the bodies move and we get our cues based on, well, except for your choreography
Yeah.
music, but like yeah, so it definitely does change up our teaching style, doesn't it? And
We've just had to pivot now, right? Like music
yeah,
is not the same. It's not that loud, that you used to with the speaker.
yeah,
We've had to now change the mirroring, right? So I have to face the students now versus, we all face, we all, are looking in the same mirror together, and we're dancing that way together. Now we're just dancing a little differently together. And
yeah.
I'm grateful for them to get me out of my funk. And I'm so grateful for them to say, all right, just go make it happen.
Yep.
And because of this pandemic and because we're not going back into the studio anytime soon, um, I I've had to pivot. I've had to shift. And one of the best things that this pandemic has brought, right? There's not a lot of things that we can gloat about, but the one thing that it did bring to the forefront was to put my virtual training out there. So I have classes, right? Masala Bhangra classes. And now the instructor training has been accessible now virtually. I finally figured out a way to do the instructor trainings virtually so I can train you wherever you are in this world to become an
Yep.
instructor and to meet people that way, to train that way. This whole thing definitely put some energy under my booties so to get me up and moving and be like, get
Yes.
on it, girl.
Yeah, and as
I,
we said before, sometimes you have to live with the mantra, "Done is better than perfect." Like,
yeah,
just jump in and get, you know what I mean? Like, not everything has to be, it's just, yeah, get it done, get it, just get in, jump in, right?
jump in, and it's exactly what I did. I had an idea of how I wanted to do it, but I just kept sitting on it, and then I was like, okay, you know what? I just enough.
Yeah.
What was I waiting for? I just kept asking myself, you're an entrepreneur, you know how to figure this out. I just kept asking myself, come on, you get to figure it out and just move
Mhm.
on. I mean, there's two
Mhm.
ways we could do. We could be the Debbie Downer and we could, sit here and crib and crib and crib and all we want, or we could
Yep.
just crib for a minute,
Yep.
accept it, and now move on. And okay, now what do we do? Been there, done that. So what now? What?
Yeah.
So what are you
Yeah.
gonna?
Yeah.
And
And I think that for myself, that's how I went into March, basically was with that attitude because of losing my brick and mortar after a head injury years ago when we, go into March with, okay, no more clients, not seeing any more clients that way. It was okay, how can I pivot and dive more into my online offerings and, it and even just spending that time being able to be creative and take your mind off the news and so whether it's doing graphics on whatever your favorite graphic program or, getting into content creation and writing or doing videos, whatever it is, just to give your mind that distraction to allow you to still be productive and positive no matter what's going on. And as you said, yeah, realize that it's not all sunshine and roses all the time, but you do have to make that choice to cliche, look on the bright side.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you have to. I think for a while I was really just upset, like I think any other person, right? Every other mom out there, every woman that's out there with a career, wanting doing something with their life, all of a sudden it's just like gone.
Yeah.
And what do you do now? And a lot of people have had to just figure it out. And I've always been that type of person. It just, it took me a little bit longer. Usually I like to I'll be in my funk and then I'll get out of it and be like, move on. But this one took me a little bit longer,
Yeah.
probably because I had my two girls to worry about as well and figure all that out. And it's just easy to throw in the towel and say, forget it. But then what, right? When you throw in the towel and say, forget it, then what? I don't feel like that is substantial. I like to work towards something, even if it's baby steps and inch by inch, to be like towards something, towards an end goal. And so I feel good now. I feel better that even though I'm not in the studio teaching, even though I'm not teaching live, I'm still able to bring Masala Bhangra, the community, together through classes. And I'm a big believer in movement, no matter what. To stay sedate is I don't think it should be a choice.
Mhm.
Chill on a Friday evening, I get that, but to chill on the couch every day and that becomes your habit as a lifestyle, that I don't think it shouldn't be, because our bodies need to move and they need to be constantly energized, right? You need to put food in the body in order to fulfill its job for you. So I say, let's go feed the body with some exercise so it can feed me back, right?
True.
And make me feel better about myself, make my body look good. I mean, all of those things, instead of just to sit and sulk, if you may.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm a big believer in, exercise, and we've just had to pivot big time on a lot of things. But I'm happy that I didn't quit. And for all of your listeners out there, Lisa, I hope that quitting is just not an option. It shouldn't be an option. People should be able to pivot and
Mhm.
figure it out step by step, slowly, and know that it's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. It may not turn out the way it's supposed to look in your mind, but it's going to turn out one way or the other. It's going to happen. And I hope people take that inspiration and use it in their life so that they can open up doors for themselves.
Mhm. And that I love the way you said that, and that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for support. And with so many things in life, like there's no need to reinvent the wheel, right? When it comes to doing certain tech things online, it's great to be able to ask for help, ask for support. What's the best way to figure this out? And, whereas as busy entrepreneurs, sometimes we do get, oh, I'll just do it myself. I'll just do it myself. I'll just do it myself. Right.
Yeah.
So in certain areas or, right. So it's, yeah, it's being able to surrender to that, that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for support.
Up until the pandemic, like literally up until like the first 2 weeks of March, right? I think March 18th or 7th, 16th or 18th was a Monday, I believe. That was the first day that we weren't going back. We found out on the 17th, which was a Sunday, I believe. So the 18th, we weren't going back, and everything was just shut until further notice. And but like that Friday, right, the like the 14th or 15th of March, my mom, I really, I don't know, I asked her for help all the time, and she was so happy to help me with the kids. And that was such a, I was very lucky. I was extremely lucky to have my mom help me through both pregnancies and with both kids, to be able to watch them as I go and teach, taught my classes as I go, and as I went and I did my workshops. So I was, because my husband was traveling, he travels Monday through Friday and he's gone and he comes back over the weekends. He has a very demanding job, and I didn't want to take that away from him, right? He's on a trajectory to, greatness. And so I didn't want to take that away from him. But my mom, I knew I needed help from her big time. And there was this comfort to know that it's my mom taking care of my girls. So I didn't even blink an eye, right? I didn't
Yeah.
uh, feel the need, like, okay, let me call and see if they're okay. I mean, of course I did, but you know what I mean? When it's your
Yeah.
own
It's
mom
different when, yes. Yeah.
helping you out, right? Then I was just very lucky. So I dedicate my 20 years of Masala Bhangra this year to her, because the last 5 years of, I mean, I've handled it on my own. It's the last 5 years that my mom has really stepped in to help me with the girls, so I could go focus on and continuing Masala Bhangra instead of quitting because I have children. Like, I am
Yep.
so grateful to her for that.
Oh, I
And
bet. What a
then the
gift.
pandemic hit, and then now I'm at home.
Yeah. And I have a similar experience with that as well, because having the studio and having young kids, it was my husband that actually took the 9-month parental leave both times
Oh, wow.
because of being self-employed. Yeah. And, he would bring me the baby to the studio between clients and so I could feed the baby and
Very nice.
and yeah, it's, yeah, you have to have that support as a woman and a mother and owning a business and trying to do all the things and wear all the hats. It's, yes, we need that support. And how sweet that you could turn around and dedicate your big 20-year anniversary to just that genuine thankfulness and gratitude to
Oh,
her.
yeah, I don't think I would have been able to hit 20 years if it wasn't for my mom. I
Yeah.
think
Well, everything changes once kids come, it's
oh,
a,
yeah.
we try to maneuver the best, but it's a different world with the lack of sleep and all the all
Yes,
the things.
the tantrums, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My older one is a very strong, stubborn one, so her tantrums are very known. Everyone knows, all right, she's on a roll now, so I've learned to do, how do I be myself when she's in her own tantrum mode? But
Yes, and that's where the deep breathing comes into play. My specialty for, yeah, it's just being able to harness that inner calm, right? Whether it's dealing with things with children or just all the changes that we've had to deal with in the last, especially several months, and going through all the ups and downs with owning a business, right? Being able
right,
to breathe and remain calm and have that no inner knowing of how important fitness is, right? With the endorphins, with many of the points you said earlier, and just, yeah, moving that stuck energy through us. Like, we have to keep moving, and whether it's you have an injury or don't have an injury, to ward off injuries, yeah, being able to find exercises and fitness programs that light you up and that you want to come back to doing, which is so fantastic. I've got my Masala Bhangra DVDs from you, and my children are no strangers to
okay.
working out with their mother.
fantastic. I'm so excited. You know, there has been an upsell of DVDs during this time. A lot of people have actually gone back, pulled out their workout videos to do at
Yep.
home. And then just a lot of people are trying something new. There's been
Yeah.
a sale of DVDs that have come our way, which has been exciting.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
DVD. I mean, I don't know anyone who has a DVD player anymore, but there are many people around the world that still have it, and they have ordered, and they're super excited to try it. And that still makes me so joyful and so, joyous and
Mhm.
hopeful that, okay, they realize that they need to move, and so let's go get something, right? Let's go, help me get something, let me go try this out. um it's
And
twofold.
now more than ever with
Yeah,
just with, all
it's
the
it is twofold. I mean, there are quite a few instructors who have not been able to pivot to teaching online, and I understand completely why. They just don't get the same gratitude, the same, oomph, if you may. And then there's, instructors like myself that have had to, make it work. And I want it to work. So I've figured it out, and I've put the energy in, and I try to bring the same energy that I bring in a live class, via virtual. And I try, and I would like to think I'm doing something right, because we've had, classes since June continuing on, and they will continue into January. They're not the same. I think we all realize that. We all understand that, but it is better than nothing. And so I encourage
Mhm.
everyone out there to at least give something a try virtually, because you never know
Mhm.
what you may experience, and what a fantastic time to try something right now, you know?
Yep. Yes, being able to work out at home, anytime, anywhere, whatever outfit you wanna put on, is so important to just get it done and get your workout in, and, online, I'm sure is absolutely amazing. I had the privilege and pleasure of doing an online class with you,
Yeah.
back in Ottawa when you were here in Ottawa, a good about a year and a half ago. But yeah, the energy you bring is just fantastic. I
Mhm.
absolutely love it. I'm so thankful that you were able to do this interview today. And I want to let my listeners know, how can they sign up for your Saturday classes that you offer and instructor training that you
Yeah,
offer?
for sure. If I teach on Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m., and even in the new year, Saturday mornings 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for, I think, many it works. And you can sign up. Actually, classes are not. It's a nominal fee. If you send an email to info@masaladance.com, info@masaladance.com, MASALA dance.com, and just say, I'm interested in a virtual class. How do I sign up? And all the information will be sent to you, the link, and details, and all of that good stuff. And then if someone wants to take the instructor training, which is different,
Mhm.
to learn to become a Masala Bhangra instructor, that training is lovely, because you sign up for it, and then we go back and forth with you one on one to suit your schedule. It's not like, you sign up, and then, on Monday, next Monday, 10 of us are coming together online. It's not like, it's actually very one on one. So it's actually really
Oh,
cool.
wow,
So you can
amazing.
yeah, you can go on the website masalabhangraworkout.com, and look up the instructor training, the virtual instructor training, and the details are there. Um, and yeah, it's a two-part virtual experience, and very one-on-one. And so this has brought another dynamic. It's been very nice to do the one-on-one like this,
Mhm,
have that one-on-one time with somebody, versus in a training where there's a lot of people. So no, I miss that also. But for
mhm.
now, this is a fantastic experience, and just gives me, hope to look forward to meeting, everyone in person, because that's the exciting part.
Yes, 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 yes. And then those instructors that take that training, then they would be able to start their own online classes as well? Is that kind of where
Yeah.
it's leading at this
So
point? Yeah.
absolutely. So there's some like in Australia right now, they have classes in person, right? So there are
Okay.
some fitness classes in
Depending
person.
on where. Yep.
Yeah, depending on, I think it's limited to, 10 people. India has opened up the doors, so they have classes now in the gym. So that's again limited. So I think every country that you go to is different. Here in the United States, that's not the case. At least group exercise classes, and like in places like in Singapore, that's not the case either. But yes,
Hmm.
once you take the training virtually,
Hmm.
right? Because right now the only option is virtual. So you come and take the instructor training, and then once you complete it and do your practical and do all of the requirements for the instructor training, then you actually have then the liberty to go and teach virtually, or in a studio in your respective cities, and it just gears you up. I think right now it's like the perfect time. There's never a perfect time, but it is a great time
Yes.
someone to come and take the training leading up to what could happen in the future, because you could use this time to practice, right? You could use this
Yeah,
time to
build out a whole business around how
yeah,
you're going to deliver it. Definitely. Yeah.
practice it, and figure out, listen to the music, get comfortable with it all, and then
Yeah.
put yourself out there. When Because once those doors open up, you and I both know that everyone's going to want everyone back, you
Yeah.
know and then uh, I think that the opportunities will be quite grand.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. And to take that time to get comfortable with the choreography and the music and the cueing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds wonderful. And again, just to have offered people another way to pivot and to get through these times, right? To add other ways to whether you want to build out another business that way with a different with some instructing and that kind of thing. But yeah, just to be able to dive more into your own fitness routines.
It's been amazing. I just did a training today, and her reasoning for wanting to come and take the training, this is part one. She's just loved Masala Bhangra for a long time. And then she said, finally, I love dance, and people recognize that I love dance, and I wanted to do something. And I just found that this would be a really great way for me to do it. Otherwise, it's funny. She's like, I really didn't have time before to go to a live training,
Hmm.
and so this has actually worked in her favor to come and take the instructor training virtually and now do something with it. But she's just been looking forward to adding this into her life at the moment, and having to focus on it because she has a little bit more time to be able to do something like this, where our day-to-day life, sometimes you just don't have time to go do those things that we always talk about. So
Yeah.
I know that this, it's been a really sad year for many people. It's been a tough year for many people. My heart goes out to those who have lost someone this year.
Mhm.
And it's just a very hard time. Somehow in that hard time though, in that, I hope that we can still find a way to move forward each and every day with some happiness, because we have to, because it will get better. I know it will get better.
Mhm, mhm. I agree with you. So the best way for everyone to find you, where do you like to spend most of your time? You're on Instagram, Facebook,
Oh, I'm
YouTube,
like, well,
social media.
these
Where
days
can
I'm in
everyone find
my
you?
house, Lisa. Uh, I'm not a fan of social media, but I do it, and I think it's important to do it, and I like sharing, on there with my girls and my personal life and my husband, and to inspire anyone, to find love and just exercise and all of those things that speak volumes to me. Yes, I'm on Instagram at Sarina Jane, and then I'm at Masala Bhangra, and then Facebook as well. It's the same, at Sarina Jane, at Masala Bhangra, Twitter at Sarina Jane, at Masala Bhangra. But I tend to go to Facebook and Instagram more than the other platforms.
Okay, well, that's exciting to know.
Yeah.
And any other big projects coming up, or just keep building on or fill us in?
I do have some big projects coming up, but I can't tell you.
Ooh,
We have some exciting stuff that we're working on for the new year, and
yay.
yeah, I despite the pandemic, people are still filming, people are still putting themselves out there. There are still productions taking place, and so just excited to be a part of a few productions, next year,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to share that. I'm sure you and I will be here again chatting in about 6 months.
Yes. And I love some of those videos on Instagram with the some of the videos you've been doing like
Yeah,
outside. Oh my gosh, they're just
yeah.
mesmerizing.
I've channeled some creative side of me, some other side of me that I'm like, okay, I have to channel my energy in a creative way in some other way. So why
Yeah.
not? But why not try something new? Why not? Right? I mean,
Exactly,
everyone.
exactly. No, the creative energy helps. We were talking about that before. I was just published in another book called
Yes,
Celebrating 365 Days of Gratitude. So that
fantastic.
was exciting. So
Yes,
yeah, I love
great.
just yeah, new creative projects and being able to
Congratulations. That's
thank
great.
you. Thank you. I love having supportive women on my
Oh
side like
yeah,
you to,
100%.
everyone cheering for
I
each other.
do have your book.
Yes, the
You
women
have
who inspire. Yes.
the first book that you were involved in, so I have that. So I'm proud to have.
Yes, yes. There'll be more, and we'll be talking about more of those here for sure.
Awesome.
But again, so I just wanted to thank you again so much for coming on to this feature interview today. I really had a great time chatting with you here today and celebrating 20 years. Congratulations again for Masala Bhangra. So exciting. But yes, I just want to say, like, stay healthy and thank you again so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. I was really excited and thrilled to share you with a lot of my friends and community.
Yes, thank you. Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me on your show, and I can't wait to share it with everyone once it comes out. I can't wait to share it also and to tell everyone about your book as well.
Thank you. Well, thanks again, and everyone have a lovely day. Stay safe, and just thanks again for tuning in.
For sure. Bale bale.
Bale, bale.
See you.
Bye.